Hey guys, Katie here, and this is my March wrap-up. So March was kind of a huge reading failure for me. I feel really good about what I got done, but it wasn't much at all. And I had, if you remember my TBR from last month, just like, I don't know, 7 or 8 books that I wanted to read. And of course, I didn't make it with most of them, but I got 2 done. That's fine. It was a pretty busy month for me, and then around halfway through the month, a video game that I was really excited about, which was Final Fantasy X HD, a re-release of an old game that I loved so much. It came out, and that was it. I just couldn't read. I was just too busy playing. That messed me up big time, but whatever. Right before I started making videos, about a month or so ago, the first thing I did was I got involved with BookTube Reading Buddies, which is a Goodreads group run by Estelle from Odem and Ta. I signed up to read The Lies of Locke Lamora by Scott Lynch, and as you can see, that didn't work out. I made it about, I don't know, like a 16th of the way through the book, and I think that was just, I didn't have any free weekend time at the beginning of the month, and that's when I was really reading this. I went on a trip a couple hours south to visit friends with my boyfriend one weekend, and then the next weekend it was St. Patrick's Day weekend, and we kind of had a party with some friends, so it was fun, but I didn't get to read this book, and I still want to. I just think I'm going to set it aside for now and read it later. One of the books I wanted to read this month was Emma by Jane Austen, but I was struggling so much. I really didn't like it, and I'd mentioned it on a video, and Leanne from Literary Diversions had commented a lot about her feelings on Austen, and between our conversation I decided to drop it because I kept picking it up and thinking, you know, this is gonna get better, but it wasn't getting better, and I guess I just don't like that book. Instead, I went to Barnes & Noble because I really wanted to read Bleak House. So I got Bleak House by Charles Dickens, and I haven't made it through much of this either, but I already really enjoy it. I've read Dickens before. I don't think I ever really had a connection to it like I do with this one, where I saw the miniseries first. Sometimes it's easier to read books after you've seen adaptations, I think. So this is an ongoing project. It's huge. We'll see what happens. I put up a review last week for A Movable Feast by Ernest Hemingway. This was a pretty interesting read, and you can watch my review if you want to know more about it, but I enjoyed it, and I think I will be reading more Hemingway in the future. I've also been working on the first book in this series, The Split Worlds. The first book is called Between Two Thorns, I believe. It's actually urban fantasy, which I didn't know, and I guess I should have because it's hard to see this cover, but it's got all this tree, flowery stuff, but you can see in the middle there's a bridge and the moon. And that's really pretty, actually. It's a great cover, that's why I picked it up. The other book I have on my iPad on Kindle, and I think I'm about a quarter of the way through it. I'm not going to finish this month. I mean, I think getting Where'd You Go, Bernadette done was like a big deal because I just kind of sat down and read it finally. I finally had time. I like Between Two Thorns, but I don't love it yet, so I'm not far enough, I think, to get hooked on it. I don't know if I said that, but that's by Emma Newman, and it's pretty interesting. It's not urban fantasy YA, which is kind of cool because there's so much of that, and there are fairies, and I don't know. I hope to like this series because it's kind of unique, and I haven't heard much about it. I also wanted to read this book. It's called Life, A Natural History of the First 4 Billion Years of Life on Earth by Richard Forty. I heard about it on Brain Scoop. It's really dense, and I did start it. I think I got a little bit of the way in, but I think this is going to take some time, and it's not going to be the kind of thing that I'm going to review on this channel, so I'm just putting this aside like Lies of Locke Lamora for now. So I think this is really funny, but I saw this book in the bookstore and I'd heard about it, and I thought it was going to be a sad book, but it wasn't a sad book. I actually finished this one, which is amazing because, as you've noticed, I only finished 2 total books this month. But this is a great book, and I'm going to do a review of it this week, so that's coming up, and you should check it out. It's a good book. So that's about it for my March wrap-up. Even though I didn't read as much as I would have liked this month, I really enjoyed the reading that I did do, and I'm hoping to get more done in April because I have another large TBR list, which you'll see in another video, and I'm just gonna try a little bit harder this month. It was hard to keep up with the BookTube Reading Buddies group for Liza Lamora because as soon as I got to the first weekend and I knew I wasn't caught up and I knew that I didn't really have the time to interact with people, I kind of gave up. So I really want to do that because I think it's way more fun to read books with other people, so we'll see how that goes this month. I think that's all for today. If you've read any of these books, let's talk about it in the comments, and if you're going to read the books, let me know in the comments, and I'm gonna go now. So I'll see you later. Bye.